Hello. Just got done eating a donut. Also sitting here smoking a cigarette, listening to Jimmy Buffett with the person that's in the vehicle next to me, so that's fun. And I'm trying to get woke up not feeling great. But it's okay. Back. Oh man, my car is terrible. Oh, I am going to drink some of this energy drink. Oh, I don't know if you can hear it. Jimmy Buffett. Funny. Anyways, whew. Yeah, I made a realization yesterday and the day before. Funny enough, I think I have a friend that made the same kind of realization, similar at least. I think I'm going to revamp some of my socializing, because even though I enjoy my friends that I see on Friday nights, I am not feeling it. I am not getting what I need out of it. Not feeling being insulted. And that's the thing. So tired of being insulted, which that's been a situation the entire time. So and I'm in a situation where, like, I used to, just go about my business and do my thing. I had no problems being alone, but, like, I would really like to spend time with people that I care about, but I'm having a hard time finding people that, care about me. So, it's one thing to not be able to, like, emotionally connect with me on the same level, but it's an entirely different thing to, sit around and insult me. So that's not cool. So that is going to be put on the back burner. I'm still just really drowsy and stuff. I've been awake for like 3 hours. I slept late today because I couldn't sleep last night, but still just like really groggy. But yeah, so got some other ways to, like, socialize and stuff, and gotta figure that out and do what I can, but continue to stay away from people that are mean to me and insult me and stuff. So talk down to me. Not fun. My vision is kind of a little blurry. Not too happy about that. And then, like I said, it's completely besides the point of, like, not being able to, like, emotionally meet me somewhere because of all the stuff that has gone on with my health and, like, and that's predominantly the seizure thing. That was really traumatic, you know, and then I got through that, and you know, immediately had to start working on like the situation around it and stuff, so I could communicate it to people, so I could, you know, like not sit there like a, you know, so I can talk to people, so my people, if somebody does decide to care about me, you know, so I can communicate what's going on, you know, because like it's been something I've been working on my entire adult life. You know, that was the thing where I was like, you know, there's certain things that I can't do, like you know, that's one of the things about like reading about stuff on Facebook and online, is like you will find that it's like a natural, and this may sound weird to some people, but like it's a natural, like an excuse for like things like behavior and stuff that people do, that people will talk about autism, and it's like that's like, I mean, it's a real huge disability. Like there's a whole aspect of the world that, you know, I have never experienced, and like stuff I can't do, and like it has nothing to do with behavior or like anything like that. And it's like, oh yeah, people are bad shit. So like that's your first identifier. Like, you know, when people are like, oh, I'm autistic, it's like, and like, why are you even talking about that? The thing is, you know, like, well, I mean, I'm being a little negative, but like, you know, that's your first identifier that, like, you know, that's ADHD. ADHD is a situation with behavior and stuff, or like a movement disorder. Okay, I'll check out your message in a second. I'm trying to like clear my thought. But like, you know, the thing is like, it is the reason why, like, you know, like I have, like, you know, people are like, oh, I'm autistic, that's the reason why I do this. Where I'm like, oh, you know, I have seizures, this is the reason why I have to be this way. But the thing is, you know, someone, and I've heard this over the past 10 years, it's like, are you diagnosed? And it's, the situation is like, with it, is like you wouldn't be diagnosed with epilepsy, you would be diagnosed with autism. So, you know, like, that is the diagnosis. So when you say, I am, you know, so, yeah, I hope that makes sense. But, like, the autism thing is an inner, like, is an inside situation. It's not, it's a lack of behavior. Like, so you're using the wrong word. Like, you know, you're talking about, like, it's the difference between being like, you know, I can't reach that because I don't have a hand, and I can't reach that because I have brown hair. Like, you wouldn't tell people that you have brown hair and that's the reason why you can't reach something, you know, like, so, like, people don't inherently know that there's a sign that says, you know, people with brown hair, like, you know, like, aren't allowed in the building or something like that. Like, that's the kind of reasoning, like, it doesn't make any sense, like, and that is the definition of it. Or like what you went through as a kid, like how you came into being, like that kind of information isn't in any way, shape, or form like readily available on the subject, like when somebody says, or inherently known, like when you say that. So like that's what it's like. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I can't go around telling anybody, oh, I'm autistic, because nobody gets what the fuck that means. I would tell people, oh, I have epilepsy, I have Tourette's, I have narcolepsy. Like, I would tell them the symptoms of it. You know, now a close friend, or if I'm getting to know someone or talking about myself and stuff, you know, I could tell them that I have autism spectrum disorder, and that would be simplified, or a doctor, you know, and they would understand what that meant. You know, they may not understand the fact that, you know, it compensates a whole lot of medical things, like that kind of is a nuance, you know, obviously by the signs and stuff like that, and that's one of the things that's like on the internet, is you got all this big huge list of problems, and people, like, nobody says that, like, you know, there's a reason behind it. Like, there's millions and millions of people that, you know, literally are sitting around thinking that, you know, my car I'm in is purple, or that I'm a black person, you know, like, you know, obviously that's not a situation, that I'm not. So it's like nobody, but funny enough, like I was talking yesterday and I made a post about, you know, there is totally a thing, you know, narcissism, and like all the personality disorders are based on narcissism. Like that is, you know, there's narcissistic personality disorder, and that's something, you know, the personality disorders are things that people get diagnosed with in like criminal sense, like because of behavior and because they have no choice, like, you know, to get a diagnosis with it. Like they find out something that's very wrong, they've been through the systems, like there's a bunch of shit that's happened to them their entire life, and shit they've done and stuff like that, and it's a recurring pattern, so you get diagnosed with a personality disorder. Now, you know, not every, because it takes a little while to narrow it down and stuff. Now the thing is that, like I said yesterday, there is, like, the reason why that situation is a thing, personality disorders, that's secondary narcissism, it's outside of the developmental situation, is because there's something called primary narcissism, and that's something that babies and toddlers and small children go through. It's part of the, you know, coming into consciousness and stuff, and so yeah, like, you know, so part of narcissism is thinking that shit just, you know, a baby, like, will think that, like, shit just appears out of nowhere and stuff. So, like, you know, that's a natural phase of human development. Like, babies don't comprehend stuff like that. You know, but yeah, so it's like, I wake up and I like feel really shitty about all kind of stuff, like, but I can't think very clearly when I first wake up, like when I'm not feeling all that great, and then I'll take a look on social media and I'm like, oh yeah, like that's why, like, people are batshit insane, like, and that's, it's not a new thing to me, but like, it is totally, like, expressed way more openly than it used to be. People, like, there's the whole creator thing that's on social medias now, where people, you know, like, just run with information that, you know, they have in their head that's not any kind of, like, you know, like, I follow this one dude that talks to, this is his main thing he talks about is autism and ADHD, and people fail to realize that first and foremost, this man is a comedian. Like, that is his thing on his page, you know, and so logically, like, if you're in a debate and you're logicking stuff like that out, like whether you can argue or, like, you know, in an argument and stuff, a debate, like, you know, you don't conversate with someone like that because, you know, he is saying that, like, his stuff that he posts is just, you know, he's not a doctor, is what that says. Even though his page does say he's a doctor, like, you know, he says he's a comedian, and, like, so it's not like he's not posting sources, he's not discussing autism, he's, you know, saying stuff to be funny. So, like, you know, and you can be a doctor of, like, bricks or something, you know, or birds. Like my dad was a bird doctor. True story. So yeah, like I look on Facebook and, you know, in the media and stuff, and I'm like over the past, like, just as an example, over the past week, I'll see like about 30 different news articles on my one little like news app that I use that constantly updates me on different subjects and stuff. And one of my subjects that I have highlighted is autism. And only like, we'll say like 40, like out of 40 news articles, only like, you know, maybe 3 to 5 of them over a period of a weekish, 40, you know, 2 weeks will actually be from websites that are well known. All the other ones are tabloids. Like all the, and I'm going to talk about personal pages, like, you know, that are funny, like comedians and stuff, but all of the news sites and stuff that publish stuff about autism on a constant basis are tabloids. Like, and that tabloids is the best way I can describe it. They're not based on science. Even if it says something like Science News, that is a tabloid Facebook page. And I've stated this before, but back in the day, nobody paid any attention to those websites, like, or those, you know, news outlets and stuff. Like, nobody talked about it, like nobody commented on them, nobody liked them, like nothing. And yesterday I was looking at one that is like a pretty well-known tabloid thing, and like there was like 902 comments on that shit. That is bat shit insane. Like, I grew up in a home with my grandmother who watched Inside Edition. Like, she didn't watch like tabloid stuff, but she watched like Inside Edition, like pop culture and like famous people. And we watched all the, you know, we watched news. She didn't watch Fox, but she watched like NBC and you know, like News 7 and News 4 and stuff. And like I would watch, like, I like Fox myself, like Fox Carolina. But like they watch, you know, Fox News, like national news and stuff, and I enjoy the more liberal like news sites, you know, CNN and stuff. But you know, so I watched them all, and then we watched stuff like 48 Hours, we watched Unsolved Mysteries, like constantly watching stuff about socializing, but first and foremost, like, you know, pop media and stuff. But, you know, my grandmother never bought, like, tabloids or anything, but we look at them, you know, we're in the grocery store and whatnot, but that's all anybody, like, it's all mixed up now. It's really, really crazy. And so I'm just like, wow, this shit is crazy, you know, and, like, it makes me feel better, but at the same time, it's also the reason why, like, it is the reason why I feel bad. So it's not that it makes me feel better, it's just I wake up and I remember why I feel bad. Like, why I'm sitting here alone, you know, is because of how much, like, the tabloid stuff has infiltrated, like, normal news, and that's really sad. Really, really sad. I also am in college for communication. It's something that is very dear and near to me and stuff, but yeah, that's what's on my mind for today. It's Monday. I hope everybody has a good day and a good week. Glad to, like, be able to talk. I gotta drink this drink, so hopefully I can get a little bit more woken up and stuff and go take care of what I need to do. So it was good chatting, and I hope, like I said, everybody has a good day.